few minutes again, as we do weekly, to go over some of the basics of the business. And this really is the rain cycle. You know, the things that we're talking about are things that not only are you going to go through time and time again as you build your business, but you're going to teach your people to do the same thing. And, you know, this is a cycle that every time you go through this process, hopefully your business continues to get bigger and your people continue to get trained and duplicate something that is out there and working. And today, what we're going to focus on is we're going to focus on the launch of your business. This is the aspect that you already have the fuel that we've talked about. You've got your foundation in place. Now it's really time to set your business on fire and get this thing going for you and launch it. And the key is doing that. Just get started. Guys, something that is in motion tends to stay in motion. Okay, that's a lot of physics. And what a lot of people don't realize in this business is half the battle's getting started and getting out there and getting that momentum going. And at the very beginning, the reason I like to call it a launch is because it's going to take more effort right at the beginning to get this thing off the ground, because right now it's just you. You're getting it started. You're building this team. You're building this organization. It's going to take some energy. But once you get this thing going, it's going to take on a life of its own. And so it really needs to be a launch of your business. So we're going to go through some basic things that you need to do in the launch now that you're calling people and inviting them to see the opportunity to get in front of the information and you know, some of the best ways to do that. We're going to talk about, you know, the best ways to invite and then the process that you go through. So one of the things that we have to do is we need to share. Once again, I can see there's a J right there. But you need to create curiosity. And when you get on the phone with somebody for the first time, guys, you need to do the normal pleasantries that you would do. But at the same time, don't talk too long. And I'm going to stress that more than once, because people know that you're calling them for a reason. So you don't want to call people and hide the fact why you're calling, but you want to create that curiosity. After you've asked them how you're doing and doing the normal things you would do on a call, get to the point and get to it. I like to say, you know what, the main reason why I called is I'm working on a project that I'm really excited about. Hey, create some curiosity within a few sentences. Share what's going on and why you're so excited. You know, we've got a new business that has kind of a breakthrough in an industry, and I have the opportunity right now to kind of get this thing going in this state, and this actually in all of North America. So you're creating some of that excitement and that energy there. Okay, what you want to do is you want to control yourself, though. Remember that you're not the message, you're just the messenger. Your job is to get them in front of the tools, the training, the different things. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't like this industry because they feel like they have to sell. And the old school way of doing it is it's all about you. You're out there selling to your friends and family. Guys, no. This is not a sales business. This is a teaching and training business. And we teach and train people on systems of duplication. That's what we're there to do. Okay, so control yourself. Remember that you're just going to try to get their curiosity up, but you don't want to say too much. You want to compliment them. You know, if I'm saying that I got this project that I'm working on that I'm really excited about, I'm working with some people that are just launching this right now in America. And the reason that I thought of you is because I know how you're business minded. And so when I first heard this, I thought of you exactly. Now, whether that's the case or whether it's, I know that you like people and this is really helping people. Whatever the reason is that you're going to compliment them, it needs to be genuine. And what I tell people is, guys, if you can't think of a real reason to compliment somebody, if you're trying to, I'm trying to think what I can say good about this person. If you can't think of something, then why are you calling them? I mean, this is a business where we have a choice of who we do business with. We can work. We're not stuck next to a cubicle, in a cubicle next to somebody we don't want to be there with. Okay, you have the choice on who the people are that you bring into your team and who you share this opportunity with. So think of a way to compliment them and be sincere about it. And then what you want to do is you want to commit them. Set a time for them to get the information. When is the soonest that you would have a few minutes that you can stick your ear to the phone? Okay, or you're going to commit, hey, I'm going to be in your area later tonight. Is it all right if I drop by and show this to you? And there's a way to do that, and I'm going to go through here. It's a little bit more smooth, and I can go into a little bit more detail than just that. But what you're trying to do is just commit them to a time frame where, or I've got somebody that's coming in from out of town. They're going to be here this Thursday. They're doing a presentation explaining the whole thing. And, I want you to hear it from somebody that gets it, like I did. I heard it from somebody that was amazing. This person's going to be in town on this Thursday, and I want to make sure that you're there. Commit them. And then what you're going to do at the end of the call is you're going to, before the conversation ends, you're going to reconfirm the details at that time. Now, why do I say call? You can do this other ways. I think if you're on the phone, it's the best way to invite people and to share the information. And the reason being is, if you're in front of somebody, not saying that you shouldn't talk to somebody if you're at a bus stop or if the conversation comes up or you're out there prospect, not saying that, but what I'm saying is you have control to end the conversation when you're on the phone. You have a lot more control that way instead of getting stuck saying too many facts or too much information. It's not that we're trying to keep this a secret. Guys, we just want them to see the full picture so they can make an educated decision and not just see a part of it. Okay, so like I said here, the note, when talking with someone and going through the normal pleasantries you would when you're starting the 5 C's, don't take too long. Make sure you get to the point and get off the phone. One of the things that I'll do is I'll make sure that I look, and then as soon as my conversation starts, I'm not talking longer than 5 minutes, because if I am, I'm saying too much. And that's what we want to be aware of, is we shouldn't say too much. Because we want them, once again, if you're saying too much, you're being the message instead of the messenger. And what we need to do is get people in front of the message. So once again, it's about the tools and it's not about you. Okay, so this is part of sharing. Let me give you some sharing examples and how you can use this. So, and I put the 5 C's in there so you can see exactly what we're talking about. So for the example, let's say you're talking to Tim. Hello, Tim. You get to the point. And the main reason I'm calling you is I'm working on a project, and I have a chance to help expand it and take a revolutionary product throughout our region. Yeah, and then compliment them. I know you're business-minded, and that's why I wanted you to see this. Then the next comes the commitment. When is the soonest you have 20 minutes we can sit down and I can show you more? And so Tim says, I have some time tonight at 8 o'clock would work. Perfect. I'll drop by at 8 o'clock tonight. See you then. So you can see how we use the 5 C's in this example. Okay, another one is, this is you. Hi, Christy. What are you doing tonight at 7? This is obviously a close friend, if you're talking to him like this. Christy, I'll be around. Why? Well, I want to stop by and tell you about a new product I have been taking. It's a breakthrough in nutrition. Has made a huge difference in how I feel. Okay, then control yourself and stop. Compliment. You've always been a great example of someone who lives a healthy lifestyle. That's why I thought of you. And commit. I want to drop off a sample of this for you to try, and I'll be around about 7. Does that work for you? Christy, sure. All right, I'll be, and you're going to confirm that? All right, I'll see you at 7. See, when you use these 5 C's and you make sure you're going through the process, guys, there's a flow to it. Okay, and you don't feel, once again, that you're just having to wing the conversation. So you want to make sure that you're using these 5, get to the point, and get off the phone. And like I said, that's why I like to do it over the phone. You have a lot more control that way. Another example. Okay, Ben, when is the soonest you could be in front of the internet for 15 minutes? Okay, I'm working with some friends and I have something truly unique that is helping a lot of people with their health. Okay, I know how much time you spend helping people. And I thought to myself, I need to share this with you. And Ben says, after I put the kids tonight at 9, I'll have a few minutes. So then you commit. So how about I call you back at 9:15 when you're in front of the computer? Ben says, that'll work. Sounds great. I'll call you back at 9:15. Thanks, Ben. Talk to you then. It's simple. Stick to the 5 C's, and you sharing and getting this in front of the people and inviting is not as difficult, it's not as scary as people make it out to be. It really isn't. You have something that is truly amazing, and you want to share it with people. And that's why we talk about the one person that you need to make sure that you sponsor in this business is you. Because if you believe in this thing and you truly understand what you have, and that you're really offering $1 million opportunity to anybody that will see it for what it is and go out there and take it. Guys, you're handing that. You don't have anything to be ashamed of. This product not only can benefit them, but the opportunity that we're talking about right now is next to none that I've ever seen. And so we've got something that we don't need to be afraid. We should be telling everybody, shouting from the rooftops about what's going on. And that's the type of energy you need to have at the very beginning of your business, because, guys, it's so much easier to build fast than it is slow. It is. It's just so much easier. It's almost like you standing on that, that high dive. And the longer you look down, if you're afraid of heights, the harder it is to jump. You just jump. Just pull that Band-Aid off. Don't torture yourself. Get out there and launch your business. Do it fast. And what's going to happen is you're going to feel that excitement. You're going to create that momentum in your team, and you're going to truly launch your business in a way that it should be launched. Not just slowly. And I'm not saying that if you're doing it slowly, it's wrong. I'm just saying it's easier to build fast than it is slow. All right? So what are some things to say when asked, what is this? When asked what it is, you can say, it's about making a real difference in people's lives. I always say it's about making money. That's my personal favorite. I've always said that. It's about making money, and it's a way to create real additional cash flow. It's about taking a 90-day freedom challenge that can change your life. In 90 days from today, whether we're talking about health, whether we're talking about, finances, whether we're talking about creating some additional cash flow, let's put a game plan together for your life to be different. That's what this is about. Or it's a new project I'm working on. It's just starting. There's nothing else like it. Well, it's a lot easier for me to show you than tell you. That's why I wanted to see when you would be available as soon as possible. Okay? Or this might not be for you. If you can tell they're a little bit defensive, like, what is this? This might not be for you. I'm not sure. But when you see this, I know you'll see why I'm so excited about it. And hopefully you will be too. Or you can say, I'm new, so I don't know how to explain it. That's why I'd like you to come to this meeting on Thursday night and hear it from the same person that shared it with me, because they're kind of the driving force behind this whole thing. And I know you're going to be excited when you see it. Okay, or you can say, I'm sure once you sit down and see this, you'll be as excited as I am. Or, don't feel any pressure. It might not be for you. I just want you to see this and have all the facts, so that then you can make an educated decision. Okay, so any of these things you can say, or you can say anything else that comes to mind. But the key is, look what I did. I'm just not spilling the beans. Okay, and once again, we're not trying to be secretive here, guys. We're just trying to make it about a system and about the tools and not about ourselves. Because if you get on there, let's say you do some big elaborate explanation that's phenomenal, and you're just really good at it. And they say, wow, that was fantastic. In the back of their mind, they're going to think, I got to do that? No, I'm expected. I can't do that. Because we got to make it about the systems. We got to make it about the tools and not about us. We want them to see the whole movie. That's what the trailer to a movie is all about. Let them see the trailer, create that curiosity so people are wanting to go see the full thing. And no matter how well you explain how the movie was, or you went and saw Avengers and how amazing it was, it's not going to do it justice just talking about it. They need to see it and see the full thing. That's the same thing we need to do in our businesses here. Okay, so launching, here's what I'm going to tell you. Now, you should have your commitment letter done. You should have your foundation in place. You are ready to launch your business. And what I like to see, and the best thing to do, is within the first 2 weeks, you want to have 4 launch meetings. Okay, now these are going to be 2 or 3 days from each other, so if somebody can't come on a Tuesday, maybe they can come on a Thursday. This needs to be either in your home or a place where you can get a small group of people together. It's your grand opening for your business, and you can tell people that. These are people that are local, that can travel, that can get there. And what can also be part of these 4 launch meetings could also be, the long distance type of launch, and that's for the people that are not local. You should schedule and invite them to get on a launch call and have your upline do the call for you. Okay, now the goal is for you to get 70 to 100 people in front of this thing as soon as possible. I'm not saying everyone's going to join, okay, but we want to get this information in front of people or in people's hands. And if you put your foundation piece together, you have the resources to do this. So as you can see, as we're going through this rain cycle, each thing and each step is going to lead to the next. And that's why it's important that that you have, the things in place in your foundation already put together so that you can use this for the grand opening of your business and the launch of your business. But your first 2 weeks, you want to have 4 launch meetings. All right? And your goal is not to continually have a meeting at your house every single week. You want to be in the homes of your new people and always keep the responsibility on somebody's shoulders to fill the room. And that's the problem sometimes with the weekly meeting, guys, is the weekly meeting ends up turning into being nobody's responsibility. At first, it's everybody's responsibility. Everybody's excited. People are coming. Any company I've been a part of, any place, anywhere, I've seen it happen all the time where, you see that momentum build with the weekly meeting, and then it kind of plateaus, and then it slowly staggers off, and you have the same people show up every single week that are still in the business, and they're not bringing anybody new because, once again, it turns into nobody's responsibility. If you have 20 to 30 people in your house, that's too many people. These launch meetings, and most people aren't going to have that problem. If you have that problem, that's a good problem to have. Okay, but if you're having 30, 50 people in your homes, now you've got too many people in the business. You need to make sure you're in their homes. Okay, and they're doing their launch meetings as well. All right, so the reason I have this link at the bottom, this freeconferencecall.com, is you can go there and you can get a free conference call line for up to 100 people at no cost. So if you have your upline or somebody that needs to be doing a conference call for you, it's a free service. So people can do these launch calls for you, but get somebody in your upline to do those. And this is for people that aren't local, that maybe can't be there at your launch meetings. But the whole purpose of this launch meeting is for people to experience the product. You want them to taste it. For people to to see the opportunity and what it is. For them to learn about what we're doing and what they can do for themselves in the next 90 days and take their own challenge as far as finances or as far as health is concerned. Okay, but it's for them to come and see what this is in your grand opening in your business that you're launching. All right. So another way that you can do this for the people that in between the meetings that you're having is you can do one-on-one meetings or two-on-one or where you have somebody like your upline or your sponsor with you and you're meeting with people as you sit down. Now, another reason that I don't really like the weekly meetings all the time, and once again, I understand there's a purpose for them, but the reason they're not my favorite is, let's say that you have a weekly meeting on Thursday nights, and you have somebody that's coming, or you think they're coming, and then they cancel on and they reschedule, and they can't come. Okay, well, then you got to wait till the next week, and maybe something happens that week and they can't come. Well, now 3 weeks have gone by, guys, and you haven't even shown anybody the opportunity. What I'm showing you and what I'm sharing with you right now is a way for you to launch your business. Not only do these launch meetings yourself, but have a way to go meet people and get people in front of this opportunity every single day. So there's 50 opportunities for people to hear this information every day, not once a week. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to invite them to listen to the RAIN information line. Okay, just a way to say, hey, when's the soonest you have 5 minutes you can throw your ear to the phone? Well, you have 5 minutes right now. You can either three-way call them into this line, or you can give them this number and say, I'm going to call you back in 7 minutes. 801-724-6605. Click option 1. This is one of my business partners that is going to just take a couple minutes and just see if this is an interest for you. Then what you're going to do is have them listen to that. Maybe you put it on hold because you've three-way called them into the system and they listen to that. And then as soon as I get off of this kind of call with them or call them back, I'll say, hey, the main reason that I wanted you to listen to that, were you able to listen to that all right? Like, oh yeah, the reason I want to listen to that is I just wanted to see if you had any interest, because the next thing that I want you to do, we kind of have a way that we share this with people. It's going to take a few more minutes than 5. And I don't want to waste your time or my time, so I just wanted to say, do you have some genuine interest? Because this thing is phenomenal. But step 2 is this. Invite them to listen or watch a more detailed presentation. Maybe it's the webinar that we do on Thursday nights right now in the U.S. and in Canada, North America here. Or maybe have them go watch one of the presentations that we've already done. And they're starting to be posted right now. In fact, tonight you'll see the first one. You'll be able to see it if you go to the website and go underneath media and click on videos. Last week's presentation that I did will be posted there by tonight. And I know that they were just uploading it at the moment. So you might go there right now and not see it, but by tonight it's going to be there, and there's always going to be things. Have them go and take 30 minutes and say, hey, just check this thing out. Invite them to watch it, a more detailed presentation. And then once they've watched, you're going to call them back with one of your business partners on the line. Now, here is a critical error that people do. You don't want to just give somebody the phone number, and you don't want to just give somebody the link. If you have a link, you can say, hey, just go to rainintl.com, click on media, and watch that. You don't want to do that. Do you know why? Because most people aren't going to go do it unless you have to lead them there. You have to hold their hand and almost make sure it happens or it won't happen. And this is what's going to happen if you try it another way. You're going to give them the link, and they'll say that they'll watch it tonight. And then you'll call them the next day, and they didn't watch it. And then they'll say that they'll watch it that night. And then they won't watch it that night because we're all busy. It's not on the top of their list of things to do. And then the next day you're going to call them, and they've already told you they were going to watch it twice, and they haven't. So two things are either going to happen. They're either not going to answer the phone, because they don't want to tell you that they didn't do it again. They're going to avoid you. Or they're going to say, you know what, man, I just don't have time. I'm really busy, because they feel bad. They feel bad that they keep not doing what they say they're going to do. And so they'll say, oh, what is this? I'm busy. I'm probably not going to be interested in it anyway. They'll blow it off that way. Okay, so you don't want that to happen. So what you do is, like I gave in the example, if somebody says, when's the soonest that you have, half hour you could sit in front of the internet. Now that you've gone through step one, you've listened to this, you need to see it in more detail. Well, tonight after I put the kids to bed at 9, I'll have time. Okay, well, I'll call you back at 9:15. Notice I didn't give them the link. Now I'm going to call them back at 9:15, and I'm going to say, hey, do you still have that 30 minutes you promised me? Or do you still have that 30 minutes to sit down and watch this? Oh, yeah, let me go into the office. You'll see that's what happened. They weren't even thinking of it. Then they'll go in there, and you'll tell them where to go. Okay, go to rainintl.com, click on media. You see that video, click it. Is the sound on? Can you hear it? Okay, perfect. I'll call you back in 35 minutes. Now, in the meantime, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be calling or texting or getting somebody else in your business, whether it's your downline, upline, somebody else besides you on the line with you. Now, I know that this isn't going to work. Three-way calling doesn't work in all the countries around the world, but you know what? People can do this through Skype. They say, I'll call you back on Skype. They're already on the internet watching the presentation, but you don't want to call back yourself. So now when you call back, you're going to say, hey, did you listen to that? That's awesome. Well, I'm pretty excited about this, man. In fact, I actually have Tim on the line with me. The reason I brought Tim on is because I knew he'd be able to answer questions a lot better than I can. Tim has been making amazing things happen in this business and is just killing it. And so I just wanted to introduce you to him as well, because if this is something that you want to team up with us on, you'd be working with Tim as well. And then you can edify Tim and edify your prospect and then turn it over. And Tim's going to ask them what the questions and get their questions answered and hopefully get them into the business. Okay, this is the 1, 2, 3-way system. Okay, I do this when I'm in my building modes. I do this all day long. I'll sponsor a few people every day over the phone, just doing this with people on my team. It's powerful. Okay, but now we're not waiting for a meeting. I'm not waiting for the weekly meeting that comes out once a week to prospect people and show them the opportunity. You can do this all day long. Okay? Another thing that you can do are drop-bys. This is also you're going to do with 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. You're going to drop by and just see people. So if you invite people to come to your lunch meetings and they don't show up or they can't or whatever, you can do drop-bys too. But you're doing this is all part of your lunch and your stuff that you're doing after your lunch as well. But you want to be doing all of these things, guys, not just one. You want to be doing all these things at once. Okay? We do drop-bys with people that we have a good relationship with. Okay, and so this isn't somebody that you haven't seen for a long time, or you don't know really too well. Okay, these are friends. So you want to call up a friend. You're going to shoot the breeze with them for a minute like you normally would, and then you're going to ask them, hey, are you home or at the office? They say, oh, I'm at home. And then I say, well, I'm going to be in your area a little bit later, or I'm in your area right now. Is it all right if I drop by? When they acknowledge that it's okay, they say, good, because I've got something that I want to show you I'm excited about. I'm really excited about. And, you need to see this. I'll be with a friend, though I'm with somebody, so just so you know. I'll see you a little bit later tonight, or I'll see you in a few minutes. But this is what you do. Now, you might think, okay, this is kind of weird, this is kind of awkward. This is the most powerful way out of all the ways that I've ever experienced to bring people into the business. It's the most powerful way. And, any maybe nervousness that you might get by doing this will be gone quickly when you see the results. All right, so you can pick what's best for you, what you feel most comfortable with. But I love drop-bys, because you're going to them. You're going to get them because you're going to them. They're not gonna. You're always worried about them showing up at a meeting sometimes because that's on them. Or maybe if you're meeting them at a cafe or a coffee shop or a restaurant or something, you're waiting on them. Drop-bys, you're not waiting on anybody. Okay, you're with your upline or your prospect, and you're doing that together. So when you get to the house, you greet your friend, you introduce them to the one or two upline leaders that you're there. You edify them by saying something good about them, like he or she's one of the top leaders in the company, he or she's one of the driving forces behind the whole project. Edify your friend to your upline on why you thought of them. And once you've done this, you've done your job. And now we work as a team. It's your upline's job, time to do theirs. So remember, don't interrupt your upline. If she asks you to put your input in at times, do it. But they're doing their job. Pay attention because you're going to be in their shoes pretty soon. Because as you build your business, you're going to be helping your people do these same things. But as I've gotten my teams growing before, it's exciting when we're doing these 1, 2, 3-way calls and we're doing drop-bys to end at the end of the night and just see how many new people joined our business. Because we went out there and we didn't wait. We went out there and we got this in front of people. You get this in front of people, it's very compelling. Because the product is real, the opportunity is real, and what we have is a real opportunity with timing as well. And you just need to get it in front of more people and launch your business. And if you launch your business, guys, you're gonna really start to get and launch it the right way, like we're talking about. You're gonna really start to create momentum and see momentum in your teams. And just realize that every step of the way, like I said, right at the bottom here, pay attention because you will be in their shoes soon. Pretty soon, the team's going to be too big that your upline can't do it. Your team can't do it by themselves. They need you to step up and help your people as well. Now, you're helping your people's people so that you have instant credibility because they don't know you any other way. All right? And once again, if you're not willing to pay it forward yourself, guys, you're never going to have a huge organization, and you need to expect the same thing from your people. I can help you to a certain extent. That's what I would tell my people. There's going to be a time when I'm going to pass the baton, and I'm going to need you to be willing to do what I did for you. If not, we're both wasting our time. Okay, guys? So launch your business. Get this thing in front of people, and it's like I said, it is compelling. People are going to be excited when they see about what we have here at Rain International. The product is real, the opportunity is real, and half the battle is just getting it started, as we talked about. So next week, what we're going to talk about is the message. When you're in these drop-bys, and when you're doing these things, and when you're doing your launch meetings, what do you share? What do you talk about? What should the message be? And how can the whole team be doing the same thing? The message is the next part of the rain cycle that we're going to be focused on next week. But what I want you to be doing right now is utilizing this aspect of the cycle, the rain cycle, and start launching your businesses. And let's go out and make amazing things happen, guys. Now, my name is Byron Belka. I'm calling in from Springville, Utah. And I'm wishing everybody a successful day and have the best week ever. And let's go make it rain, everybody. Have a good night.